Okay, alright, so yeah, today I'm going to talk about Dehancer. They kindly reached out to me to review their software, so I'm going to do an amazing job at that. I've been using Dehancer for quite a bit. Okay, no, I'm joking. Used it for like about a week or two. I'm not sure if it's enough to get a proper grip of how it actually works, but I do think I can give some value. I've been using it and I've really enjoyed some of the shots that I've managed to get from it. I'm going to show you how I get filmic shots like these. To be honest, I'm just early on my journey, but yeah, this is, some examples of what Dehancer can do. You can just see it on just normal footage. It's just normal raw footage, and I'm just, putting it through, the software. I'm using Vinci Resolve, but you can use pretty much anything. I think it works for like Premiere Pro, it works for Final Cut Pro. Now, before I talk about what Dehancer is, I'm going to explain to you why a filmic image is sort of desired. The reason a filmic image is desired is because people are trying to emulate what cinemas do basically. They're trying to make films. That's why a filmic looking shot is always really desired. I think there's a new trend going on, and I don't even know if it's a trend, but I think a lot of people really enjoy that type of image. I'm just shooting on like a basic camera. It's not like a cinema camera or anything like that. It's just a GH5. I'm trying to use Dehancer for some of our projects that I've been working on. I think it just makes the process so much easier for me because that's just the style I like to go for. So I think it kind of like a match made in heaven right now. So it's quite funny that you have to essentially destroy the image that you managed to get from your cameras. I don't mean destroy in like a negative way. I mean it's just you're adding certain things like bloom or halation, and you're trying to make your image less clear. Now I really like Dehancer because what they try to do is trying to emulate a lot of film stills, and it really looks quite good. So right now I'm shooting in RAW. I've used Dehancer Pro for some of this footage, but I mean without Dehancer Pro, this is what the footage would look like. And yeah, this is what of course it looks like with it on. You can see that it is a big difference. Dehancer Pro is actually such an easy software to use. It's just a couple clicks. You can change the image in probably within a couple minutes. So I think it streamlines your process for editing, and it means you can focus on just creating. Yeah, by the way, if you use my code in the description, you get 10% off. So make sure you use it. I really like the selection of film simulations that Dehancer has. Plus, it has like some monitoring features, which is really cool to see exposure and stuff like that, and skin tones as well. I hope I can give some value in what I'm gonna show. But yeah, let's do that inside, because I think it's what's ready now. So yeah. So we are inside now. I'm gonna show you how Dehancer works, or how I make it work. We're gonna start, obviously we're in Dehancer right now. I've got a couple clips loaded up. Got a couple clips loaded up at the moment, 4 clips to be precise. And yeah, we can go through the process or how I do it. Now, if I'm feeling really lazy, I think there are so many ways to approach how you wanna, use Dehancer. And there's one way where you can essentially just drag and drop it. You go to your, this is DaVinci, by the way, so I'm gonna teach you how, or I'm gonna tell you how I use DaVinci's Dehancer software. So, what you can do is you can create, you can just create, another node, and then you can attach it, and then you can use, you can do your final color corrections on the second node here, and then attach your, the plugin to this one instead. And as you can see, I've added it. So this footage, the reason why I like Dehancer so much is because you can, you know, look, you can see right here, you can choose the camera it was shot on. So it was shot on, you know, the Panasonic GH5, and it was shot in Vlog, which was, you know, it noticed it. Now, you know, I'm just gonna go briefly through these clips. Don't expect like a major color grading tutorial, just things that, you know, I like to do really quickly. So you can see that I like to maybe increase a little bit of the exposure. I mean, to be honest, as you can see already, the clip looks really nice. Anyways, there's some things that, you know, obviously I don't like about it right now, but we'll get to that. But, you know, I can change the temperature of it. I can make it, you know, more warmer. I can make it colder. I'm kind of okay with it a bit warm. I mean, yeah, there's so many options that you can change right now just from the input itself. And now this is, I think, one of the most interesting things, or one of my favorite things. You can choose a film profile. So there's so many that you can choose from. I haven't really gone through all of them yet, but I can tell you some of my favorite ones are the Kodak Vision ones. I really like Kodak Vision 200, Kodak Vision 3 200T. I really like that one. And then you can, you know, even adjust that even more if you really want. You can make it, you know, colder image. You can make it a warmer image. I think this is okay, to be honest. Now, there's so many things you can change. If you do this, you can basically add some contrast to it. You know, you can, if you have to enable it, and you can, you know, there's so many things you can really do with this. It's incredible how it's all built into like the software itself. Like you've seen I haven't moved from it. It's just Dehancer's software. Now, you know, I can boost the color even more. Obviously, you have you have more color stuff here. Obviously, you can change it here, but I'm just going to strictly use Dehancers at the moment. And you can, you know, add some film compression. I'm not going to do that. I think the image looks great already. And yeah, I mean, there's so many things you can add. There's expand, there's imprint. One thing I will always suggest, and I think for other softwares they might have it a little bit different because you can customize it. I know that sometimes I just like to have it that already. I would really recommend decreasing the amount of film grain. I think sometimes a little bit too much can look a bit, yeah, it's, you know, sometimes it can look a bit too much. So I like to keep it, you know, less than 10, around 10. You know, it depends how I'm feeling. If I'm trying to go for a real nice look, you can add halation, which is cool. You know, bloom is a really cool feature that you can add. I do kind of like sometimes adding it when I have a bit more light in, you know, more whites to sort of get the bloom. It's hard to, you know, it's kind of hard to see. You can kind of see it over here. You can see like with bloom like lower, you can see that's not have much of an impact. But obviously over here, I mean, to be honest, if you do, I'll show you actually something really cool. If you click mask mode, it shows you exactly what it's affecting and what's working on, which is pretty cool. So I mean, I'll take that off. We'll add like a little bit of bloom in. I do like bloom sometimes. It kind of makes the image look a bit more retro. You can add film damage. You can add film breath. I'm not going to do that. Overscan is a really cool feature because basically you can enable it and it will kind of add like a, I don't know, how do you explain it? Like a border around it, like this. I'm not going to do that for now, but you know, it's a cool option. There's a few options as well here. I like to decrease the film grain just a little bit because it automatically is set at 35, and you know, sometimes decreasing it kind of makes it look a bit nicer. Maybe like a bit of bloom here, so add a bit there. I do think it's overexposed, but I mean, it will show me that it's overexposed because I can do this. And you can see that over here, where I'm not saying it's overexposed, it's bright yellow. And ideally you want it to be like this green color. So like, you can sort of decrease, you know, the color of, you know, you can try and decrease certain areas of your image and then push it down to a green, which is really cool feature to monitor. But yeah, I mean, that's like that one clip, and you know, that's that clip, and I mean, I'm trying to explain to you that this is another clip that I've just added, and obviously so far they've been, you know, from GH5 clips, but this is from my iPhone. And the cool thing about this is that Dehancer actually has the iPhone Apple log, and I didn't even do anything to the image, and it even looks like that looks nice already. I haven't even changed anything yet, which is so cool. So like I can increase exposure, You know, I can change the temperature a little bit. Depends kind of what kind of shot I'm trying to go for, but like realistically, I think I like 250D actually. I do like that already. I mean, to be honest, there's not much I need to do to the shot, which is so good. I think that's the aspect that I'm really liking about Dehancer. It simplifies my workflow so much, and you know, I really like that. And you know, what can I say really, apart from I'm just literally showing you, like I'm doing these clips in like minutes. I mean, obviously I'd recommend spending a lot more time on the clips themselves, but I'm just trying to show you it really quickly. But you know, there's so many things that, you know, for this one, let's just add overscan of, we're gonna go for no, I think that was this one, right? Yeah, standard 8mm. I think that's cool. So you can see if I play it, and look, it looks nice, you know. Here, this clip was shot on my Fujifilm X-T3. I can't remember if it was log or not. I think it was, but you know, as you can see, it has the Fujifilm X-T3. It has f-log set. I'm not liking this image at the moment, and you know what? Since it's Fujifilm, you know, let's try one of the Fujifilm ones. You know, let's play around with it. It's so good to have this all in like the same panel. It's really cool and really helpful to be able to just, you know, press play and like watch it, and like that's already a nice image itself. But you know, I think there's more things we can do. Obviously, I'm just showing you like a very, you know, a very quick example of, you know, what the image could look like. Now, of course, you know, you can, you know, add more. I recommend when it comes to overscan to, you know, add it on top. So make an adjustment layer and then add it on top, and then that way, because sometimes what I've noticed is if you change the temperature on this, the overscan will look a bit of a weird color. So yeah, that's one thing to keep note of. I think in terms of improvements, the only thing that I could, you know, recommend it, or the only thing that I could wish for is like being able to sort of have an intensity for film. So maybe you don't want to have it at like 100%, maybe you want to have it less. So, you know, that's one thing that maybe they could change. They could add that to, you know, Dehancer. But yeah, I mean, genuinely, it's an amazing piece. Like, I mean, look at this already. I've barely done any work to it, and it's looking like, you know, something out of a film. So, I mean, I really like it, you know. And yeah, I mean, honestly, I would recommend, yeah, having another load, because this way you can do some color corrections on it. So like, for instance, I want to make it, you know, I want to make the image more green. So, you know, let's just add more green to it. So now it's a lot more green, the image, and yeah, maybe I want to pop the reds out. Just pop the reds out a little bit more as well. So, you know, there's different ways you can do it. But like, I mean, honestly, Dehancer just is so easy. Like, I've made this image in like what minute probably. Used some Dehancer, added some film grain to it, and like, it's so good. Yeah, I mean, that was just me going through Dehancer really quickly, and I can say that, you know, of course, disclaimer, I haven't used Dehancer for months on end. This is probably like 2-3 weeks worth of usage, but I hope I was able to provide some value. It's definitely a piece of software that I will be using going forward for sure. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this section, and hope you enjoyed the video. I'll now hand it over back to myself. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed learning how to use it with me. And if you have any tips as well, drop in the comments section as well. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure you yeah, subscribe, and yeah, in a bit. I feel like the adverts. It's like, you know, do you have Dehancer? Well, you can get it now.